Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. Inauguration has come, and yeah, it's almost the day is already going, and the reality is that the whole thing he said is already being signed and documented. Number one is that deportation is real, and he already has started doing his job, right? For those that thought that because being a good citizen might help them or save them from being deported, no, he's saving you. And your families that voted for him did you all dirty. So deportation is happening. I see a lot of people being very emotional about it. I learned that some people were like, the website for those that were supposed to have immigration appointment. They've been booked for immigration appointment for citizenship. The website has shut down. A lot of people are all crying. I saw all of it. And all I can say is that you all played yourselves. This is a very teachable moment for everyone. I hope you all learn your lesson. I hope next time you play a better game. And I hope next time you listen to Black people when they speak, because some of you told police I'm thinking you know better when you don't know enough. Next time, listen to the OGs. They know what they are doing. You know what? Let's get into this video.
I just spent the last 30 minutes crying as I read about all the mass deportations that are starting to occur, and also seeing okay, gonna try to make it through. Seeing the aftermath of the fires in Los Angeles, and knowing that a lot of the population that was affected were Latinos and people of color. And I just felt so much grief and anger, because growing up being an immigrant kid, and having to grow up with a realization that you could go to school and your parents could get deported while you're at school, and you come home and they're not there, was a real fear that I had as a child. Also, having to watch your parents go work their second job as soon as you got home from school, and locking yourself in your room because that was the only way to keep you safe, because your parents couldn't afford a babysitter. Growing up with all of that, and just trying your best and going to school and pretending like you're just like every other kid, is an experience that I don't wish on anyone. And it's been so hard to see the amount of hate that has grown as the Trump MAGA supporters have kind of come out of the woodwork, and they call us criminals, and they call us these awful things, and it's like, at some point it just wears you down, and I just want to live in a place where I feel wanted and I feel like I matter, not like I'm this topic of debate, and that my existence should be questioned as to whether or not I'm supposed to be here. And that's all I have for now.
We could have had the first black male president attending the first black female president's inauguration today on Martin Luther King Day, but instead, because America is racist trash, racist, misogynistic garbage, we now have the first felon, misogynistic, domestic terrorist, homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, white supremacist as the next president getting inaugurated today. America.
Good afternoon. I had agreed to go dark today, and I have gone dark on other platforms, by the way. But as information is coming down and had to get some stuff out there, I had to be on here. But now that the inauguration is over, right? And the first statement of order of business. Now, this is for a certain demographic, right? This is not for MAGA. Actually, as you hear this statement, you should be happy because you're getting exactly what you wanted. But this is for my Latinos for Trump supporters. Now, if you go down my videos, and those that remember me, if I haven't blocked you, you'll see that I have a video on denaturalization of citizens, but I also have one on birthright citizenship. And because I took the time to read Project 2025, I knew it was in there, and I made a video about it. And I try to warn y'all that birthright citizenship was being threatened. And y'all were like, no. Yes. And here's another comment I heard. It's in the Constitution. It's in the 14th Amendment. He can't do it. Well, he also said, I know it's in the Constitution and it's going to require a change. So, with full control of the judicial branch, full control of the legislative branch, and full control of the executive branch, I don't think he's going to have a hard time getting 38 states so he can ratify that into law. But here's where my job gets really, really, really fun. I get to say, I told you so. I told you that I was a researcher. I told you I was a reader. And I told you I had read Project 2025. I told you so. And so this is the part where I say, I told you so. I told you. And here's the deal, right? Let's just hope, for your sake, that it is birthright citizenship moving forward and not retroactive, where he goes back in time and rescinds it for everyone that already has it. Okay? Let's just hope. But at the rate that he wants to deport people out of this country, I'm going to make another prediction. I'm pretty sure he's going to go back in time and try to rescind it from everyone. And he's going to make exceptions for people like Marco Rubio, Vivek Ramaswamy, Kash Patel. You know, those people that are also immigrants. But because they work for him and they're loyalists, right? I don't think those are going to be affected. But all of you, when he told you that he only wanted you for your vote, and you gave it to him, yeah, he doesn't give two craps about you. So with that being said, this is the fun part of my job again. I told you so. Now, you may want to do one or two things. When I'm telling you something, you might want to listen. But if you don't, makes me no difference, because his first order of business is to rescind birthright citizenship. But y'all have the day y'all deserve.
The rumors are most certainly true. Trump will be using an executive order so that we can continue using this app. But that's not all, of course, because it never is. As many media sources are reporting, he actually is planning to sign like 100 to 200 executive orders into law first day in office. Going to read some of them off. Reinstating Title 42, which essentially is a policy that made it so that they're able to expel asylum seekers into Mexico. It was the one that was used during COVID because this is actually like a public health law. It's not like an immigration specific law. In order to conduct mass deportations, in order to end birthright citizenship, in order to beef up construction of the border wall, in order to levy a 25% tariff on all products arriving from Canada and Mexico. That will be atrocious. In order to declare an emergency at the southern border, in order to declare a national energy emergency so that oil companies can drill so much as they humanly please, in order to eliminate the electric vehicle mandate, which Biden passed, in order to end a ban on natural gas exports. A lot of these have to do specifically with like oil and climate change, obviously, in order to end what he calls, his words, transgender lunacy. don't know what that's going to look like. Actually, as you keep reading, it says that he will sign executive orders to end child sexual mutilation, get transgender people out of the military and public schools, and to keep athletes born male biologically from participating in women's sports. You know, in order to end all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the entire federal government, in order to require all federal employees to work in person, so like remote work or hybrid work, not allowed. And the last one on this particular article, and this is in no way conclusive, I highly doubt it, is an executive order to reinstate the global gag rule, which if you don't know what that was, it essentially makes it so that NGOs, like global organizations, are not eligible to receive aid from the United States if they so much as provide information about abortion to any of the people that they serve. It's horrific. We are so back, but like actually, guys, unfortunately, we are so back. I thought I was done filming this, but I actually have one more thing. I think it's very important to note that like not all of these are gonna like just immediately become law, right? Like the ones that he does indeed have the authority to do, they will immediately. Like the global gag rule, for example, he has the authority to do that in a pen, very easy to do. A lot of the other ones though, like the ones about birthright citizenship, they will have legal battles. Like, I don't think this means like you need to start like freaking out and like running around like a chicken with its head cut off. But people do need to be vigilant and take care of their communities, especially as the immigration ones are going to be so unbelievably disastrous, as many of us already know. Like, it is a moment to be aware, to be tapped in, but not to like feel so much despair that you won't even take action, because the action that we take consistently has been able to effectively fight back against these oppressive laws that he tries to put
back. And he has started taking action on his immigration action plan for mass deportation and now taking away birthright citizenship. Today is day 1 in office, and he is already sending troops to stop illegal crossing at the southern border. Now, asylum seekers have to wait in Mexico to get a decision before they can come to the U.S., which makes no goddamn sense, because you're seeking asylum because you're not safe in that country. And get this, Trump plans to end birthright citizenship. So if your parents aren't U.S. citizens and you're born in the U.S., you don't automatically become a U.S. citizen, which really sucks. If he's able to do this, this will change the trajectory for so many families, because family-based immigration has been a very legitimate way for undocumented immigrants to get their papers, like to be able to get their green card and start, working and living in the U.S. Like, that's been one of the strongest ways to do it. And now, if your child is not a citizen, you're not a citizen, so you're not able to work, they're not able to get any benefits, like health benefits. It's just a mess. And so now everyone's just deported. And this is going to affect lots of employment and economic stuff that I don't even know about. But there's lots of immigration changes, and this is not to scare you all, but to keep you very informed. If you're an immigrant that was supporting all of this stuff in the beginning, I hope that now you can see that some of these policies are going to affect you directly. It's just going to be a huge shift, an opportunity for people who are even here legally to get entangled in any type of mass ICE raid, which is something that he has promised that will be happening at work. There's going to be lots of disruptions. Tell me in the comments, what do you all think? If you're new to immigration, you're just hearing about immigration, you're a U.S. citizen, what do you think about these changes? How's it going to affect you and your family? Do you think it's going to keep us safe? Like, is this what the national security thing is all about? Or do you think this is just disruptive and just some type of distraction from the bigger issue? Let me know in the comments. I'm Attorney Ify. I'll be here live answering your questions this time when we're going through this transition to a new administration. So be sure to join, and also join my Facebook group. We're doing a 5-day challenge starting the 27th.
I've been telling you guys for weeks that this whole thing is like a season of scandal and Shonda Rhimes is behind this. Trump just got on stage and thanked Elon Musk for the voting computers and helping him vote and get the numbers to win Pennsylvania.
And then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like a...
Wow.
the pressure is getting worse.
I told y'all Elon Musk is Cyrus Beam. So the voting computers in Pennsylvania obviously were rigged, and Elon used some technology to get the votes. But this is Defiance, Ohio, right? Where is B613? I need B613 in command to activate, because what the fuck is going on? They're basically telling us what they're doing. Between what he did with TikTok, blatantly playing in our faces, this is like a confession of the voting computers and Elon Musk. First Lady Elon.
Listen to this very important news. It's about Donald Trump and the US, the mass deportation. On the 21st of January 2025, just this Tuesday, all right, there's going to be a mass deportation almost starting from Chicago. And Omatunudin Operation Safeguard, and I say witch hunting. People with criminal backgrounds, who are criminal background, and I say you enter the country illegally. Almost swawa, almost check your documents 1 or 2. Now say I'm for year. My brother and sister, I'm sorry. You are coming back home. Yeah, illegally. And I Ghana for mama masa the way nyamode. Obi koswa na yemo ya. Because ebi deporting into when ya just say oko en win fee 1 man ye sisi a deporting ye abo pepe sana mope.
One of the things that I love about TikTok, and I'm glad to see it stay, is because of its ability to expose the fake bitches and to let us know who the true fighters will be. Because a lot of y'all ain't trying to fight for shit. Y'all like to put those words like Marxists and leftists and revolutionary, whatever in your name. But you don't actually stand with that. You don't actually mean that shit. It's a cosplay for a lot of you. And then when you get called out by actual leftists that are like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't take that. A lot of your content now is praising Donald Trump for saving TikTok, bashing the Democrats for falling yet again for another ploy. And I agree with a lot of the criticism when it comes to criticizing those Democrats that jumped on board with Republicans to ban TikTok. But be so fucking for real. Be so fucking for real. Donald Trump ain't saved shit. He didn't save TikTok. The moneyed interest saved TikTok. The moneyed interest at Meta, specifically. Because I can promise you, there is absolutely a reason behind Facebook now having a page here on TikTok with 300,000 followers in less than 12 hours. There's a reason why you see a link from Facebook now to your TikTok account. There's a reason why the TikTok CEO no longer has TikTok CEO in his bio. There's a reason why Trump is talking about 50% ownership in the United States. All of these things matter. And for people that claim to be smart, claim to be intelligent, you miss so many cues. And the one thing I applaud about TikTok, one thing that's great about TikTok is we see who the fake people are, right? We see who the fake revolutionaries are. The ones that are just cosplaying as revolutionaries. Because real revolutionaries wouldn't miss all of these cues, wouldn't miss all of this evidence. They would actually see it. But you don't see it because it's a facade for you. It's your new costume that you're in. And it's very easy for you to criticize specifically Democrats of color than it is for you to criticize white conservatives, because those are actually your families. And you cosplay as this leftist, revolutionary, Marxist figure to be the black sheep in your right-wing conservative family that votes for regressive policies. You don't want to criticize them because they're not, anyone that you see as bad. You don't see them as bad because those are your families. But you will criticize the specifically Democratic-leaning voters of color because you're not around them. They're not in your circles. We see it. And that's the thing that I love about TikTok, is we get to see the fake ass bitches.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
So many of you guys know my story. Long before my eyes were awakened, I was a Trump-loving conservative. But even worse than that, I was radicalized to the point of joining a white supremacist organization in prison. Now, my argument for joining this organization was never that I was explicitly this racist person. In my heart of hearts, I was made to believe that as a white, straight, Christian conservative male that we were under attack in this country, that we were tolerant of every group except us. And Trump spoke to many of those fears to the point where I seen a lot of my peers being radicalized as well. However, being a part of this organization, there was a lot of symbolism. One was the number 1488. The number 14 represented the 14 words. We must secure the existence of our race and a future for white children. However, the number 88 represented the 8th letter of the alphabet, the letter H, twice, which stood for Hail Hitler. And that was often signified by that same exact salute that you just saw Elon Musk do. And for us, it was a way of communicating amongst brethren without vocally articulating anything. But the warning signs were there. If you remember this flag that was unfurled on stage at Trump's Detroit rally, White Boy Summer. When people show you who they...
So this is all I got from this video, and I am going to say today is the MLK Day, right? And also Inauguration Day. Fortunately, I did not watch anything. I did not tune into the inauguration, and I have my reasons for not tuning in because there is no need. If there is anything I needed to know or anything, I definitely will see some certain things. But sitting down to watch the inauguration is a no-no. But I was able to, know what it's going on and what is happening, right? Now, let me tell us something. I see a lot of people crying, running helter-skelter and all that. And I am not feeling bad for anybody. Why? Because all these were promises that was made, right? You all thought Black people are silly, right? Now you all will know who is silly and who is not silly because you all already are feeling the heat. You're feeling the vibe. Okay, now before we continue, the one that actually got me was the one that was reporting in Ghana. When you hear the foreign language, that's a Ghanaian reporting. So he is trying to tell his brethren what is going on. Now, let me say something. You say this mass deportation. Some people are going to say that I am silly. I am actually not silly, right? But one thing I know for sure is that I definitely will start on business and I will tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. Some people might be mad, angry, but man, it doesn't matter, whether you are mad or you are not mad. It's not my business, but I am going to tell you the way it is. You see, birthright citizenship. You know what I am going to... first of all, let me leave Latinos, then I will come back to them in the end. Before the election, right, some people thought they are smart. Why? It's us. Not Black people. I am talking about Africans, mostly, I am Nigerian. I always love to remind you people that I am Nigerian. I may live somewhere outside Nigeria, but if you ask me where am I from, I am Nigerian. So I am standing as a Nigerian, right? And other people. Before the election, right, a lot of people were trying as much as they can to push out the result of Donald Trump being the president, right? A lot of people said, I am stupid. Some did not believe it. Why? Because Trump said he loved the uneducated, and he wasn't really wrong when he said that. He was absolutely correct, because majority of the people that I have encountered, right, are also poorly educated. And when you meet the poorly educated, the way they communicate and their lack of knowledge when it comes to politics, and how they also are very, they are also very passionate to talk to you, is really very amazing, because how will you be talking rubbish and at the same time being very confident in saying it? Now, let me tell us something. There are so many Nigerians, or I am not just, but I am Nigeria. That's why I am going to pick Nigeria as a case study, right? I will leave other people, but then bring them in as example. There are, I don't know how many percent that I will say, but majority of Nigerians, right, gave birth in United States. They just travel, have their kids, right? And their kids have US passport, right? To them, it's a big flex, because, when you come from, some people love it when they have two passport. It's to their advantage for those that love to explore. They also want to travel around, and also maybe at some point let their kids school in United States, which I do not have any problem with them, sincerely speaking, right? It is their money. They worked for it, and they want to give their children the best. They give their children the very best, which is absolutely beautiful, right? So you had the opportunity to travel and give birth in US, and I am telling you that this new regime, right, is not good for you, because you are supporting him, right? Why am I saying it's not good? Because you are absolutely not American. Your kids are, because you gave birth, you gave birth to her in US. That's why they have the passport. So if Donald Trump becomes the president, it means that their passport will be canceled, because he said that he is going to cancel birthright citizenship. And you all thought, birthright citizenship. And you all thought I am manufacturing some of this. And they ask you, how do you know a lot about US politics? Right? So one thing I am very happy for. Forget that I am Nigerian. I love it. I love the fact that their passports will be cancelled. And I really do look forward to it. You know what? Most especially, when that happens, I will try as much as I can to penetrate Nigerian blogs, so I can give you all their reactions to that. They thought they are smart. The only thing they are very smart to know is that the only thing they love is that when they do not want to hear anything about the gay rights, because to them, Donald Trump is going to end gay rights, it's only a man and a woman. That is the only thing they understand about him coming into power, forgetting that even gay people are not even the problem of what is going on, right? So next time you tread with caution. I am the one saying it. I am not going to talk about other countries, because also they do that. But Nigeria, here we go. That's why the Ghanaian man decided to speak in parables. I love it for them. So let's get back to Latinos. You see, Latinos, I tried as much as I could back then, because you all know how much I bring news here. I was really very consistent with the news that I bring before the election. Why? Because I wanted you all to, make the best choices for yourselves. Because I felt like if Black people are doing great, absolutely you all will be doing great. Why? Because so far I have not seen Black people leave anybody behind. They carry everybody along with them, right? And other people of color. But you all showed Black people what you are made of. So if I see you crying on the internet, I absolutely will laugh because I am laughing right now. I will laugh. If I bring it here, I will also laugh. I don't want to use some other, but I will laugh because you all played yourselves. You all thought it's Black people. No, at some point after the election, we were like, okay, maybe it is because of the groceries that you all thought was going to come down, maybe the gas and all that, maybe the rent, it's also what everybody was clamoring for. But unfortunately, it wasn't for that. You all knew what you did. And the worst part is that your families voted against your own interests. That shows how silly majority of you are. But you know what? The comma did not even start, like, it didn't even waste time. That is one thing I love about it. It has started, and that is it. I hope you already know that there is already, they've declared state of emergency at the border. That tells you how ready they are to work. You all thought it was all a joke. No, ma'am. No, sir. It was no joke. It was not a joke. And that reminds me. But I am not coming for Haitians because majority of them are good people. There are also people that look like me. Nigerians are also people that look like they are my blood, but I have to start with them because they have refused to learn. I've seen some of them reporting in French, trying to alert their own families, right? But one thing I know is that Haitians are not the problem because Black people came out. It was the other people that did not come out that I am after. And for those that stay far away to support what they do not understand, not knowing that it is going to affect them, you all also have to tread with caution. When people are talking, listen. Black people are OGs. When they speak, listen. You all are inmates. I know what I am saying. And very soon I will be hearing, me no black, me no black. Yeah, you're not black, of course I can see. I can see you're not black. Woo! I know you are not black, of course it shows on your skin that you are not. But I hope you are getting ready. I hope you're packing up. You all thought you played yourselves, not Black people. See you all in my next day. Bye for now.